I'm not doing that.
What, climbing the trees and stuff?
No, I don't think I can do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I guess I should have mentioned that because I'm not really an outdoorsy person. I guess I should have mentioned that. But. Hi, I'm Ken. I'm 35 years old. I'm a retail manager. I grew up in Jakarta, Indonesia, born and raised there, and I came to Australia to study, to Sydney actually, when I was 19, and I'm still culturally quite there, especially when it comes to food. I still enjoy that food much. I mean, yeah, I got like burgers, pizzas every now and then, but I admit I'm not embarrassed to say I'm still like I would eat steak with rice still.
So do your family live in Indonesia?
Yes, at the moment, yes. But I got my auntie who lives here, but she's been living in Perth for 45 years now. So I've got that connection there in terms of if I need some emergency help. But yeah, most of my families, I don't think they can last long, like living here. I mean, as much as this is like much better in my opinion, like country-wise. But I think, especially for my dad and my brother, in terms of making money for the family, it's much better opportunity there in Indonesia. I like swimming. I like to jog, even though I got actually a slightly problem with my ankle. But I'm glad that I had a second opinion with a different doctor. They said like, no, you can actually still run. Like it's actually good to, yeah, sore every now and then, but you can't just like stop running for the rest of your life. So I'm glad to be back doing jogging, and then I like playing escape room with friends. And of course, food, like I like authentic spicy food, not just like actually hot, like spicy and like with flavor, not just like what most people say here is hot for me, which is like nothing. And what else? I like doing escape room with my friends and eat out with them. I mean, I don't have any hobbies that's like extreme or like out of the box.
Do you think Survivor is like an escape room at all?
I think so. Well, okay, it's different, I guess, because escape room, it's like, it's either like you're wrong or right kind of thing. Because I mean, when you get it right, that's it. But in Survivor, humans are complex. You can't get anybody like wrong or right. You don't know. So it is harder, I would think, or maybe not. My friends would say that I'm modest and a bit of an airhead and calm. On the outside, at least, like on the inside, like if it's like going something really fast inside, but it doesn't really show on the outside most of the time. So when I was young, I was, as much as this is politically incorrect, I was a stupid child. I think everybody would say that. Every normal parents would say that, and that's fine. Like one example, like when I was a kid, obviously my parents always took me every weekend to meet the grandparents, and yeah, they were nice people, but I thought they were just friends. So like only until third grade, I found out that my grandparents were actually parents of my parents. So all this time when I called them like Oma, Opa, I thought it's like Mr. Opa and Mrs. Oma. I thought those were their names. I didn't know that was like the terminology. And then another one is like I went to Catholic school, first grade. So as a kid, the way I understand the world is like if somebody's name is Brian, then the way I see the world is that person is the only one named Brian in the world. So there's no other Brian in the world. So obviously, if you're familiar with like Jesus and Mary, I know the mother of Jesus is Mary, but I thought as a kid that's the only Mary, like. And obviously in the Bible, if you're familiar with it, we got like another Mary Magdalene, which is the prostitute. So I thought they were the same people. So that's why as a kid I was so confused. So this Mary, you know, like had Jesus, but somewhere down the road she became friends with Jesus, and she's a prostitute. And I was really confused. And in one of the exams, the question was simple, like who is the mother of Jesus? And at the time I forgot her name, but I remember her occupation. But it was the wrong Mary that I remember, so I wrote prostitute. And obviously the teacher was like calling my parents, and they thought I was insulting her when I was just naming the occupation. Well, no, as a kid, I don't think my family was religious, so we didn't go to church. And then my dad had midlife crisis, and he turned to Christianity because his friends also turned to Christianity. And I mean, I was 6'5", so of course it was easy for me to just go along with it. And I wouldn't say I was an extremist, but but I was quite serious about it as well, like praying. Then I turned 24. Then obviously I start going out, like working in the actual world, and realize that people coming from different background, and when it comes to work, it just comes down to whether you do a good job or a bad job. So that's when I start pretty much like getting away from religion. I mean, I'm still agnostic. Maybe like there is something, but definitely I'm not spiritual at all. I mean, it's like I had a habit of rolling my eyes if people are too spiritual, like like everything happens for a good reason, this and that. I don't believe that when people say that. But I think like in the game, if there are people like that, I don't know if I would just want to say my opinion, like, but still like disagree peacefully or keep quiet. I don't know. We'll see how that person is. Like I'm probably in the minority here in terms of, because I think when I look at the online comments, like people love, for example, Luke and David so much. I think they are great, but I wouldn't hail them as like king, because like the way the media portrays them, like it's like the best player of any country. I'm like, no, calm down. No, they're not.
So who's the best player?
No one. No, because Survivor, as much as it's about strategy, but I do believe 80% of it's luck. And if I win, I'm not embarrassed to say that it's 80% of luck, 80% luck. Because let's say David using him as an example in All Stars, one of the reasons he might get far was because the people from his original season, they all went further than him. So the other players who played with him in All Stars probably thought, yeah, he's actually a dangerous player, but he was out first before Daisy, before John, before who's the other one, Harry. So in a way, it's a luck for David, so he can get away from people thinking, oh yeah, obviously Daisy, Harry, and John were much better players than David. So yeah, and then yeah, so it's luck. I mean, obviously he deserves to win, but I wouldn't say like the best of any country. And I think if every winner is like different. Like you look at if there's a formula to win, then every single winner should be at least similar, but they're not. So I believe in luck. So if I win, I'll admit it. It's 80% luck. I'm not gonna be like, because I'm a mastermind, because I'm the best player. Like my parents, or any other normal people around my life, like in my life, they were obviously worried about me. Like, how would I survive the real world, right? And even me as a stupid kid, I noticed that as well. Like, how do I survive this? Because like that first grade, when I just first start like proper school, like I was in the bottom 10, like out of 50 students in terms of intelligence level. So I quickly discovered after a while that as a kid, my greatest strength was I was able to memorize a lot of things word by word. So I didn't understand what I was memorizing, but I could remember it. So when it comes to exams, all I had to do was just memorize word by word. And if it's a question about like your opinion, then I just memorize somebody else's opinion, and then I just repeat it that way. Even though I didn't even know, I didn't have a clue what I was memorizing. So I found an unconventional way to survive, like to maneuver myself, even though people probably thought I was like I never even failed a grade. I never had to repeat semester or anything, which was actually pretty surprising, but amazing, I guess. Well, generally I consider myself not as stupid anymore, but I still did have some airhead moment, and like when I think there was the latest example when someone asking me, oh, let's rain check, I didn't feel good. I literally checked the sky, like, and I was like, no, the sky looks all right. Like I still had that I heard moment with some people. So that might be considered as, okay, not as smart, but I don't think well, I guess I'm still stupid, but not as stupid. I don't think I have anything specifically to prove. I'm actually happy to be, okay, this is so cliche, happy to be myself, but kind of is. Like, I know that I got a few friends who are on paper more accomplished in terms of jobs, more established. Like they can have this already at their age, even when they were younger than me. But sometimes like they would sit down with me and share like how they were not satisfied with this, they were not completely happy with this. while me, even though on paper I wasn't as accomplished, I never even had those moments where I felt unhappy. So in a way, I'm stronger than them. So, I mean, I'm not saying they're weaker than me either, but if you're content, like, then it's fine. So I don't really feel like I have to prove anything. And I feel like, I mean, there's like millions of people anyway, like who really cares about me anyway, to proving anything other than maybe certain people. So the way I think that way, I don't have anything to prove. I want to play Backyard Survivor because, well, in reality, I've applied for Survivors for every season when I could. So, and then last time I did quite well in the audition process, and I think I didn't realize that in that process, I mean, I can't talk much about it. I think I wasn't used to reality TV, so I was, like, there was one point that my mind just went blank. And then I realized maybe I need some sort of preparation, like a mini Survivor like this. And I hope that works if I'm planning to apply like the real Survivor ever again. I have known Survivor since year 2000 when I was still in high school. So, but I admit, like, the first season I watched it but wasn't really interested, but I watched it. So I definitely am aware how back then it was integrity, honesty, and if you backstab someone, that's it. You don't have a chance to win. But now it has evolved so much. It's like everybody's like lying like casually and then still be friends, drinking beers after that. It's crazy. So I think, and I know this is Backyard Survivor, but I think that majority of the players that are playing, if I get picked, is that they would do the same, like lying left and right. So my strategy coming into the game is actually try to play as honest as possible, or actually, I mean, just at least tell very minimal lies, because in that way I stand out, because obviously people are gonna be paranoid with each other. And if I somehow manage to post myself as like someone who doesn't seem like want to lie, then I can get ahead. I mean, like, when I said I'm playing honest game, doesn't mean like I'm gonna tell people like who I'm voting for, or telling people like, oh, these are the people I want to align, and these are the people I don't want to align. That's not my definition of an honest game. Maybe it's more just like coming across upfront, coming across like not going around the bush. Obviously, I have to read the room, as in like who I'm playing with, who I'm going to be playing with. But I know if Backyard Survivor is different because it's 24 hours. So I think there's not really much room for you to socialize, like making deep relationships. So I think you got to be fast enough, but like being strategic, I think, which will be different than the real Survivor. And I think my analysis, I hope that's correct. Yeah, but no one's gonna have a special bond, like connection or anything. Or maybe they would. I don't know if they can pull it off. The way I feel about idols, like I said, I'm really about luck. But of course, if I find it, I will take it. I'm not saying like, oh, it doesn't fit my morals. No, of course I'll take it. But at the same time, I know that having an idol is gonna create like unnecessary paranoia. Or not only unnecessary paranoia, unnecessary false confidence, because you think you're safe. Because I mean, if you feel something's wrong, because you just played, but then it gives you false sense of security, and I kind of hate to have it. But then at the same time, if I see it, I'll take it, and if I do have it, I'm not gonna tell anyone. Which is crazy to me that people still tell someone that they have an idol, which is crazy. Not just in Real Survivor, even in Backyard Survivor, I think it was Kath. I can't believe like she came back. She got an idol. I would have kept my mouth shut, but she still told someone. And I don't know. I know I can say that right now. Maybe as soon as I'm in the game, maybe I would do the same thing. So I kind of wonder why people still wouldn't want to tell. Like, 'cause you can't trust anyone. Nobody can trust. I don't even trust myself. So. What it means to me to win Survivor, like, it's like that. It just means like that I'm the lucky person, that I managed to get to the end and convince people that I actually deserve, even though I feel just because I'm lucky. But I have to convince people that it's not a luck, and I win this because I'm a mastermind, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it means. Nah, I don't know. I would say like if I win, then it just means that I'm good at playing, I guess. But also like good at. Okay, I would say I'm good at maximizing my good luck and minimizing my bad luck. If I get voted out first, of course that would suck, 'cause nobody wants to go out first. I mean, but maybe in this case, I would feel not so good, not necessarily because I am the first person out. It's just because I'm missing the chance of doing the interesting challenges, because I really want, because even though it's obviously less sophisticated budget, but I thought it's still as hard by the looks of it when I look at the previous season. So yeah, I mean, it would suck because I really want to play those challenges. But in general, I mean, yeah, I hope not. But if I am, well, maybe I overestimate myself. But then at the same time, I think it's just bad luck. I think I would be remembered for, I don't know, I guess my randomness, because like I said, even though I'm not as stupid as I was as a kid, I think I might have some random moments that I'm not even, that I can't even predict what I'm might accidentally do or say. I might be remembered for, I don't know, maybe like a bit like flip-flopping, like all of a sudden I said like, oh, that's luck. Maybe all of a sudden I would say, oh, that's a great strategy. Maybe people will see me as almost like a bipolar version, like someone in Survivor. I think I might play most like, at least in the beginning of the game, might be like Andrew from season 3. Only in terms like when I had a plan of telling, like being upfront to everyone, yeah, if you try to play dumb, I'll make sure everybody here is gonna target you. Just in the beginning, at least, I don't know if I'm gonna continue to be like him for like the rest of the game, but at least at the beginning, maybe I would go try to pull off something similar, like what he did.
Right. Which Backyard Survivor contestant deserves a second chance?
Jess. The contestant.
Didn't even let me finish.
The contestants who I deserve second chance is definitely Jess, or Andrew if he loses. I don't know.
Why?
Just like I said, like I just like charismatic player. And I like players who's not strongly who doesn't rely on challenges like most of the time, like Jess, and can be upfront, but somehow she could find a way to be safe as well. And I don't know. I think on a second try she would be more careful, and I can see her more. She's got more potential to win, maybe, if she's got second chance. I'm definitely a resilient person. Even as a stupid kid, I'm resilient to still go through that, even though I was using unconventional way by my ability to memorize word by word, even though I didn't even know what I was studying. I even forgot everything. Yeah, but the fact that I'm resilient enough to find a way instead of just giving up, maybe like being homeschooled like in a special way or something. I still did not feel like I was maybe embarrassed a little bit even as a kid, but then I didn't quit school. So in a way, I think that's a good example of resilience, I would say so. I don't consider myself that fit, but I think I'm pretty good. I mean, I think I'm quite agile and efficient when it comes to doing things. Like when we need to like get something out of the bag, I could do it quickly. Some people still like do it very like gently. At the beginning of the game, I would tend to follow. I don't think I would lead straight away, but then if I manage to pull off at the beginning saying like everybody who plays dumb, they're gonna get targeted, so that way I like leading that way. So it's more subtle. It's not really like me dictating, even though I think it's kind of like it's not really dictatorship. I'm just like being persuasive, like, and convincing people that when they need to vote someone out, make sure it's someone who claims they don't know much about Survivor. My biggest fear in life is getting sick, like getting chronic disease, which is, I guess, like that's majority of people. But for me, I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I would rather like if when I'm alive, I would rather be healthy and then die. Yeah.
Great.